up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we're locked in. This is All American Homecoming episode 4. We know college weighs a large toll on you. This is the everyday struggle. Balancing your schoolwork, balancing your athletics, balancing your personal life, and just trying to make it through the day without getting in trouble or missing a class. Now, we know Simone has a lot going on, especially with her in tennis, trying to get Thea on board and getting the whole team to come together. Also, we know that Damon and JR, they have their little issues. Now, before we jump into this, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, the issue between JR and Damon is we know that Damon was potentially getting endorsement deals for the team. Now, it didn't look like it was going that way, but he made it happen. And also they get local endorsements. But JR wants to know, is this really my brother? So hopefully we find out a little bit more in this episode. So let's jump into it. This is All American Homecoming, episode 4. Simone is in charge of setting up for the alumni event that's going to happen. And she's asking everybody, Cam, Damon, her homegirl, do y'all want to help out? And of course, we're college students. Heck no, we want to chill around and be students. Now, she does get a text message from JR saying he's downstairs because they want to do some more investigation on him and Damon. Now, old girl talking about we could use some jail tips. No, you could use a job tip. Now, downstairs, JR and Simone, they're talking. Now, she's saying this alumni, this would be the perfect time to show the baby picture of Damon. Now, JR, he's kind of hesitant of it because he knows that this is a big day for him also, being that he's an upperclassman. So he doesn't know if he really wants to show this baby picture. Damon shows up and he's like, hey, is everything good? We know he's feeling Simone, so he's looking at this like, hey, why are you two down here by yourself? And JR, you know I'm low-key feeling her. But it looks like he's kind of suspicious of these two. JR's been waiting on this. It's the alumni game. We got to go out there. We got to win. And of course, Damon is like, yeah, we got to beat these old people. Now, they get into a little argument with Cam, and he's saying baseball isn't a real sport. Now, this girl walks up. Her name is America. She says, oh, y'all play baseball? I'd like to watch. And she takes Damon's phone and puts her number in there, talking about call me. So Damon like, oh, okay, we got an exhibition this weekend. Come through. Now, Simone and them over there like, you couldn't tell she was faking. She knew who you were. And Damon's like, nah, she just wanted to check out a game. I mean, what difference does it make? If she's attracted to you, she's attracted to you. If she act like she don't know you, okay, just play it cool. Wear protection. Now, it's the alumni weekend. Everybody's showing up. We see Marcus and Auntie P, they talking. He told me, it's my first time playing since the minors. Well, you're going to be out of shape, brother. You better get out there and get ready. Now, this lady Candace shows up. Now she's doing track and she went to school with both of them. So she looks at Coach T and Auntie P like, oh, y'all back together? But they look at each other and he downplays it like, nah, we just friends. Now Auntie P, she's looking over at Coach. What do you mean we're not together? Y'all not together. That's what he mean. Now Damon, he wakes up, he got practice, and Simone, she's sleeping on him, knocked out. I don't know who sleeps like that. It should have just been her head on his chest, but he's looking at it like, man, that was some good sleep. And of course, Jordan showed up. And where's Simone? Laid up on my dog. My boy Damon, oh shit, my bad. Hey, yo, we were just working, brother. She belonged to the streets. Jordan is looking like, what? I came all the way down here for this? Now, Jordan flew out here on a bye week, trying to do something special. That's why you don't go out of your way and do this nonsense. Plan things out, especially if you're flying across the country from LA to Atlanta. You don't want to end up like Jordan. Now, he gets here and she's like, oh, nothing happened. It was a lot of us and we just went to sleep. Hold on, let's rewind. And she goes out the room. And then she comes back. Oh, my God, Jordan. And he's just falling for it. I would have said, you know what? I'm just going to give me a hotel room. Nah, who am I kidding? I probably would have stayed here the weekend and then dipped out and never hit Simone back up. She talking about Nate is out of town so we can get the room together. Oh, no. I'm not staying in here and you got a roommate. But my boy Jordan, he booked a suite anyway. Smart thinking. Never stay with roommates because you already know they can either be nagging, they can go through your stuff, or they could just be annoying as hell. Jordan told Simone he doesn't like this Damon guy. Damon asking JR, why are you know what I'm saying? Why were you a little fidgety? Why was you talking to Simone like that? And even JR's like, for you to say you know what I'm saying, that you don't feel guilty about falling asleep with her, you a little possessive of a girl whose boyfriend's in town, right? So, man, right now it's looking like, you know what I'm saying, from the outside looking in, Simone mixed up between 3 guys, even though we know it's only 2. But from the outside perspective is reality. Now, Coach Turner puts JR as the coach of the team. I don't know why he gave him a stopwatch. I don't know why we need to stop watching baseball, but I could be wrong. Now, Damon's dad shows up. And is this the same dad of Lisa on Bel Air? This man has kids all around the country also. Now, Damon is looking because JR's dad comes over and is like, young man, be prepared to get whooped on. So he's looking, and I don't know what he's feeling right now. Is he wondering where his real parents are, or is he kind of thinking, hey, this guy kind of looks like me? Pops and JR, they get out there, they get a few swings in. He's like, ooh, son, that's what I like to see right there. Keep them coming like that. We got you. Now, Damon gets up on the mound, and he's slinging that rock. I'm talking about 94, 95, and JR can't hit anything. His dad talking about, come on, man, step up, Jay. You got it. And now JR, he's a little jealous because his dad told Damon, man, you got that potential to lead this team to greatness, and we will back you up. Come on, JR. You know, the pitcher's going to get the most love, just like the quarterback gets the most love. Normally, it's the point guard in basketball in the older days, or the center. Now it's the small forward position. You know who gets the most attention. You been here. Now, you know Cam can't play football right now because of what happened when they were outside playing basketball. And him and Keisha kind of got into it because, you know what I'm saying, he's hurt and he's out of it now. And she went over there and he threw her issues with her family in her face, and he wrote my bad on a sticky note. She's saying that's not how you apologize. But really, both of them just need to sit down and talk to each other. He was going through something traumatic at the time. He was upset that his potential career is lost. So both of them just need to sit down and work things through. We know Keisha has been meaning to tell her father that she doesn't want to do medicine. She doesn't want to be a doctor. She wants to be a choreographer. Now, Cam has decided that he wants to get surgery so he doesn't have this aneurysm anymore, so he can play football, especially with the school holding a scholarship. Now, she knows what's going on, the technicalities that could come with that, the severity, or, you know, saying the backlash. Well, I won't say backlash, but what could potentially harm you. And he's saying, this is my decision, and that's his right. Like, he still wants to play football. If that's what he wants to do, then you got to let this man do it. Of course, let him know the pros and cons, but this is his livelihood. JR is getting a little suspicious. He's seen the routine that he was doing on the dirt mound. It looked like something his dad was doing. Hey, where you get that routine from, Damon? He said, I don't know. It just comes natural. But now he starts joking on him, talking about Simone ain't texting you. Her dude's in town. You think he's coming over to Auntie P's house for the family dinner? And Damon's like, oh, man, I got to get out of here because, you know, he's low-key looking to see if Simone hits him up. But he got to get out of here. And JR reminds him, hey, we got another practice, so don't forget it. Now, Simone has a change of plans. She was supposed to be with Jordan all week, but Thea told her that she's playing in the doubles at the alumni game. So she has to change up and go from a good dinner to at the cafeteria. But Keisha's like, how long have you known Cam? Has he always been hard-headed? And Simone is thinking, you two are getting a little close. Why you want to know all of this about Cam? Simone calls Keisha out for catching feelings for Cam, and she calls her out for catching feelings for Damon. Now, I thought she said her name is America. It's Erica. My bad, people. But they're showing up to the little event. Damon, he shows up with Erica. Simone, she's with Jordan. Of course, Jordan ain't saying nothing because he looks like the sucker in this spot because he doesn't know what's really going on. And you don't ever want to be in this type of position. JR's talking to Coach Turner because he thought he went with his pops. Coach Turner said, oh, I thought they went home and took naps. And JR turns around and sees his dad because they were supposed to go to the Braves game. What is going on here? But this is the alumni dinner, and they have a historical HBCU documentary playing, talking about how the history of HBCUs and the Negro Leagues and everything traces back to that HBCU school. Now everyone's looking around at each other. Auntie P's looking over at Coach Turner. We got Simone locking eyes with Damon right when Jordan was about to say something. He peeps. He's like, uh-oh, this is all bad. Mr. Wells, the former student, the former point guard for Princeton College. He comes over and Auntie P's like, hey, you know that article I pitched you? What do you think about it? He said, oh, swing by the office. She said, oh, that's a date. He said, when I take you on a date, you'll know. I knew this young man was trying to slide his way back in there when we first met him. Coach Turner comes over and you know we got Ratchet Ralph over here. He over here like, oh, when'd you graduate, Ralph? He said 2015. Oh, young. Taking a little shot at Auntie P. Oh, so you messing with the young boys. Okay, I see what type of time we on. Coach Turner stopped playing baseball because of a leg injury. That's what he was telling JR's dad. And that was the end of that. And then Candace is asking Auntie P, what happened to you and Marcus? We thought you guys were going to last forever. Tell me, what went wrong? Who cares, man? That's the past. But guess what? Jordan came over, and that means Auntie P didn't have to talk about it. Now, Candace over here running her mouth. You know, when your auntie took off for a semester of school, I didn't know what to do. We used to hit the party. She had so much swag. Now, Simone, she's walking off. Now, everybody's just running their mouth. Auntie P starts talking about Simone and her panic attack. Jordan didn't know anything about that. Now, Simone came over to talk to JR because she just found out that Auntie P took off a semester. Maybe she did that to give birth, but she never mentioned it. And JR's like, yeah, man, it's kind of weird, man. My dad's acting funny also. Everyone's running around trying to figure out things. Damon, he's over there talking to Jesse. JR and Simone trying to figure things out. Jordan has to come and snatch Simone. Let me talk to you. Why you didn't tell me about that panic attack? She said, I can't lean on you for everything. I handle it. He said, but you leaned on Damon. And she's trying to say that there's nothing there, even though we know that there is. It's just, I mean, this is college. You know what I'm saying? You grow apart. You're just gonna have to deal with it. JR and Diamond, they're kind of clashing. That's because JR wants to know if this is my brother or not. But he's also telling them to quit tripping out on Simone because she could potentially be he wanted to say cousin. But we are not for sure yet. But Coach Turner comes out and interrupts this and he says, one of the players got too drunk and hung over. We need to find somebody. Now, if you remember, Cam said he could play some baseball. And we see Cam over there hitting the weights. So if he really can, let's see. Turns out the people that Simone and Thea are playing against is Thea's grandma. She said, I seen your Queen of the Court footage, and yeah, I like to play against the best. Jordan's over there encouraging Simone to go whoop on the old women. JR over here with his pops talk about all you gotta do is hit the ball. We know you good at running off, so it looks like it's gonna be a fun-filled day at this alumni event. JR's over here getting in his pop's head. Him and Damon over there switching up the calls at the mound. I'm like, okay, let's get it. But strike three, Jesse, get out of here. Thea over here messing up. Grandma whooping on her. Simone's actually doing her job, and Thea's trying to blame all of her mess ups on Simone. Cam gets out there because, you know, he said baseball, that's easy. Damon and JR can't make up their mind on what they're gonna do. They throw that pitch and Cam hits that thing up out of here. Cam out here crip walking. He got a brain aneurysm. Even though he can't play football, he out here slinging that thing in baseball. Now, the team is just falling apart in front of us. Remember, this is just an alumni game. Nothing serious. Yeah, you're competing against the older players, but it doesn't go on your record or anything. And these two are arguing. Talking about, don't be calling off my signals. Cam already hit 2 of them. Your pitching is trash. Like, oh, man, here we go. Everything's crumbling. JR mad at his dad. I wish you would have stayed in Macon. Simone and Thea, they run into each other. They didn't got beat by the old women. Damn, what a day. Damon and JR, they got back on the same page. They went out there and whooped on the alumni. Simone, her and Jordan, they're making up. And she's telling him to be quiet about a certain situation about Damon. And now this is only because she doesn't want, she doesn't want to jump the gun and then be wrong about it. But Jordan is saying, if you didn't know where baby Shay was, wouldn't you want to know? The best news Jordan heard was Damon might potentially be your cousin. Thank you. That means they can't mess around, which is very disgusting. But you remember, this is the same thing that happened with Spencer and Liv. This is the same thing that happened to Jordan in episode 9 when he woke up on the beach and thought he seen a nice little looking woman and it was his sister. It's just all disgusting. Coach T comes out and talks to Cam. Now, Cam has a lot going on because he may potentially not be able to play sports anymore. Now, he was cleared to play baseball, but Coach T is telling him what you need to focus on is things outside of sports, because if it doesn't work out, you want to always have that backup plan. Now, I know we all have dreams of making it into the pros, but you got to be prepared because 99% of us, we aren't going to make it. Now, Simone comes over here to Auntie P's and she's starting to put together this timeline. Auntie P's like, you should be in creative writing. Let me tell you something. I'm not Damon's mom. That's a little weird that you came in here like that, but no, I am not Damon's mom. That's all you had to do is talk things through. Now, she's saying Damon is only her friend, but she didn't want to lose the best thing that ever happened to her, which is Jordan. So they talked it out. They got through it. And now we just got to rely on straight trust. Now, Auntie P wants to know what's going on with her and Coach Turner. And he was just saying, look, I was just checking in on you because old boy seemed a little bit young. But whatever happened between us, that's it. We just got to move forward. That's the past. Jordan said he's coming back for the next holiday. They didn't work out their little differences. Keisha comes out talking about, I see you sneaking in boys on the girls' side. Luckily, I didn't see anything. Damon and Simone, they meet up in the common area. And he's saying it was hard going through the weekend without being able to talk to you. You know, I actually lean on you more to listen to me. She's like, what's going on? He said, I was looking around. I decided to go find my biological parents. With all the alumni here, I was trying to see if I knew anybody. And in comes Erica. Right when Simone was thinking, he's opening up to me. Damon turned around and looked at Simone like, hey, I'll see. Just like Michael Jackson in the Thriller video when he turned around and looked. Simone, what you upset for? What you upset for? I thought the best thing in the world, the best thing that happened to you was Jordan. You shouldn't be a little jealous that Damon is off with another woman. She texts JR and tells him, hey, Auntie P, that's not Damon's mother. The ball is in your court. JR's dad comes over and he has to let him know that the reason his mom didn't show up is because they're going through a divorce. He's moving out and getting his own spot. Now, JR is upset. So that's why you didn't come to the game. And then he got the text message from Simone saying that Auntie P isn't his parent. So maybe his father Jesse is. There you go. Episode 4 of All American Homecoming. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Simone is actually jealous that our man Damon is out with another woman? And also, when are we going to find out who Damon's parents are? Let me know what you guys think. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.